brain waves, and basically that's the summation of the brain waves at 4 different areas of the brain, and that looks fine.
If you said like bacon sandwich now, would we see some sort of...
Right, this tells you that it's working, this is giving you, and basically what you want to see is everything to be white, which it is mostly, and this just gives us an indication of which pathways are, Drift is putting it a bit strongly, but what's very interesting is we should get some change in that. Now, anyway, that's just the right checking now. Sorry, I'm just trying to find out. Dave, have you got any idea? Let's see what the next picture looks like. Is there any? Well, that's the whole brain. Nothing like stating the obvious. I'm just trying to work out. No, I can't make it any bigger, can I?
Might be able to move around.
Or let me just see if I can. Oops, I didn't mean to tip the brain. Sorry, brain.
It looks okay.
Yeah.
Take the photo scene.
That's it. If I make it. So, right. So basically, that's the whole brain. That's the whole brain rotating. You want to see basically greens and blues, and there at the front, that's in front of what's called, the anterior cingulate. That's because he's concentrating and paying attention, so the frontal cortex is at work. That's important. Now, but what we're going to do is take a look at, this is inside the brain. Now, how often do you get to see inside your brain? That's the limbic system, and that is surrounding, and do you remember I told you about the thalamus, the hypothalamus, the corpus callosum? This is where the brain stem comes up. So that's reflecting pretty well, and then so that's one structure that we always would want to look at if you're doing reflexology, and also this is sublobar. That's deep inside. That's sort of on top of the reptilian brain, and this is the temporal cortex, and that's looking pretty good. Now, what I also want to look at
Is that music a direct representation of Georgie's brain? 'Cause it's rather enchanting.
It is. It is. It is.
Really?
And remember that's the anterior cingulate that I told you a bit about its importance with part of the alpha wave. And then this is the whole cingulate gyrus, which is underneath the corpus callosum, or on top of the corpus callosum, I'm so sorry. And one of the structures, we did mention the insula, and that's one of the structures that's to do with the relay station between the brain and the body, to do with pain and sensation, which I thought that you would definitely impact on with. Now, the thing, come on down, we can look at the parahippocampus, and that's one of the ones that you impact on with your reflexology, and that's important because that's a real memory centre, you know, the hippocampus, and is very important. But what Sue is also interested in, I'm looking for the other area, now, that's at the top of the brain, that's Brodmann area 6, that goes right across the sensory motor area of the brain and integrates sensation and motor function. It's right in the middle. I'd be astonished if you don't see changes in that during reflexology. And bear with me. I'm going to answer. Now, these are some of the networks. That is the default mode network. And do you remember I told you it's very important that there are hubs and there are, well, this default mode network is probably the most important one. It's the one that lights up when the brain goes into resting state. But if you've had a sideways whiplash injury, for example, this part on the left and the other part on the right will be very adversely affected, and that is one of the areas that I would hypothesize. It's one of the networks that alpha stim really must benefit because of what I've told you about how it moves through the brain. So that's one of the networks, and this is the central executive network, very important. And this part of it at the front is another area that I would expect to see positively impacted with both the alpha stim and reflexology. And this is the salient. This is the network that brings meaning to us as human beings, because it's a frontal cortex. Anything that's an F is the frontal cortex. It's a frontal cortex network. It's a network that integrates from the prefrontal to the higher frontal, left to right hemispheres, the middle of the brain as well, and it's a network that doesn't appear in animals, basically. It's peculiar to the human being.
How about chimps? No?
Because they don't have the same level of vocalization.
No.
So, now what I don't know is, Sue, if you want to do any to see if anything changes, that would be great if you feel you can, but I don't want you to feel under pressure. So let's go back.
When it's lighting up red, what does that actually mean?
That means that there's an extra activity going on in that area.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
It's not all dormant.
That with a red line.
Sorry, I'm trying to. I don't know if you saw that initial response. As soon as Sue touched him, it went from red to green. And that's the area where sensory motor integration occurs. And when the right hemisphere lights up, you're getting an emotional response. Famous last words, if you notice, it's only the right hemisphere that's lighting up. Whereas when we started, I knew that would happen. When we started, it was both. This parahippocampal area is one of the first to go down with cognitive impairment or early dementia. And in fact, when I'm reading that measure on the left there, isn't it? The ideal is to have that below 1. It's actually 0.5 now. Most people, it's around 2. a very calm, quiet, tranquil brain. Normally on this screen, I'd have two heads. I'd have one here and one over here. I think people don't know what they're not seeing. If I have the two, I'll be sure what's going on in the top of the brain and what's going on inside it. This is the insula, the relay station I was telling you about, in between the body and the brain, and the autonomic nervous system, the pain centres, the sensory centres. Your limbic system again. So you can stop whenever you want to. You can hit stop. Okay, you stopped. That was handy. Okay. Now that was. I'll just show you. I hope people found that interesting, even if they weren't sure the changes that were going on. And I think. If we look at that was very interesting. See that huge spike in between the 6th and the 10th minute? I would stick my neck out and say, knowing absolutely nothing about reflexology, but that was actually a very powerful moment of shift. Because that's what you look for. If you're looking for healing taking place in the brain, you look, that's it, I've changed it so you can see it. You look for these, and that's so interesting because what I look for, if I'm just doing neurofeedback, so that's just working with the central nervous system, not reflexology, not alpha stim of anything. You look for an initial drop in the delta as the brain comes online. You look for these huge, there was another one coming there. Normally everything goes up. What you do not normally see is this movement of the alpha band. And if you look at that trend, that just got stronger and stronger until by minute, so we had this huge healing shift there. But then by minute sort of 16, 17, 18, well, it started at 12, look at that. Shows you the importance of the alpha wave, it shows you the importance that reflexology definitely impacts on alpha. And what we haven't done, and we'd like to do sometime, is see if when we're using the alpha stim, you get an even greater impact.
I think what this has confirmed is that Leslie and I will be doing a bit more.
Yes,
and introducing the alpha stim at the same time.
Because if Sue hadn't been doing reflexology, and I was just, I'm sure you will appreciate, I stay perfectly calm when I'm seeing patients, but I'd have got here and I thought, what on earth's going on? I can't work this one out, because that's not the brain. That's got to be coming from the reflexology. You don't get that kind of response when you're doing brain work. And none of it was hard work. You know, the gamma stayed nice and steady. Right brain wave. It's, that's very interesting.
Thank you so much, Leslie.
That's a pleasure.
The CD of my brainwaves will be for sale for most radio shops.
Well, what?
I think it's gorgeous, I love it.
What I forgot to do, which I didn't do on Saturday because it didn't work anyway, but soon, I don't know how to work today, but that was also a sort of training run, and the musical tones are the resonant frequency of George's brain. And everybody's brain plays a different tune.
Oh wow, that is amazing.
Got an enchanted brain.
Definitely.
It doesn't happen too often, but very occasionally with really severely fatigued patients. You don't get a tune, you get boom, boom, and a number of patients say to me, oh, but that sounds like a funeral chime, or it sounds like a... So I don't say to them, that's the sound of your brain. I just think, gosh, they're okay. Well, thank you very much, George, for coming along and being
That's great, yeah.
It's good to stay there.
It's quite comfortable.
Oh yeah, it's very comfortable. You know that one. Right, I'm free.
Yes, you need to just go right for
Yeah, white man, yeah, I know. It took me about
okay. Well,
Get in the shower with this lot. That's why, because you've all got lots of hair and I haven't, that's why I volunteered.
so
Because he hasn't got a lot of hair, he volunteers. He's not got all his hairstyle.
Oh.
yeah.
So if you ever want to practice with the alpha stimulus, I'm up for that.
I mean, I don't know. There's no right or wrong answer here. This isn't a trick question. If anybody thought they saw any changes in the brain or in the balance in the brain waves, or there's a bit of a giveaway on this last one. This is the last shot that was taken across the last 40 seconds. And I don't know if people can remember, there seems to be, to me, significantly less red in the higher frontal cortex.
Yes.
It was
And-
bouncing around a lot of red while we were talking on
It
the
was.
baseline, wasn't it?
Yes, it was bouncing around a lot. It was bouncing around a lot at the beginning. And
It probably would have been more relaxed if it was not an atmosphere like this.
but this was pretty good because it ended up at 2.2 in the frontal cortex, you know, and there's a difference of view. Neurologists won't do any treatments or anything if it's below 3. Neuropsychologists say, yeah, we can sharpen up that brain to get it below 2. And then during the reflexology, you know, when I said to you, I'm watching that number, there were times when it was 0.45, 0.85, 1 point, and that tells you the brain is moving into a much... this has all been recorded, so I can retrack and rerun the whole session. So that, Sue, if we did want to write something, we've got a record of the whole of it all the way through. Yeah. So all the brain waves are in the background, all the ratios, all the what's happening at what minute and what have you.
You put on film, David, so I can remember which techniques I was doing.
Quite a lot of it was at the screen, but then the second half it was Zoom.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Make some notes of which techniques I was doing.
Yes, what I thought afterwards, there's also, you see those two scores, the 862 and the 904. If the brain is moving into a healthier position, it scores usually, a good scoring rate is 40 a minute. And that has been achieved with the reflexology. Look, we've got 862 and 904, which is what you would regard as a good healing shift within the brain. But of course, Sue was only working, well, I don't like to say what she's doing really, but with his feet was what I could see. And yet here we've got this impact on the brain. And that red is definitely smaller, I can tell you, because I didn't, the little bubble things are called a voxel, and I did a quick eye count earlier, and there's at least half the voxels, if not 2/3, have gone to blue and green.